Carrie, are you ready? Is everyone ready? Well, hi, Catherine.
Hi, Catherine.
Hello.
We're trying to make sure it's ready to start. I was waiting for Carrie because I don't think
I'm ready.
Oh, you ready?
Yep.
That's great. Okay, we're ready. Okay. I'd like to welcome everyone tonight to the Newman City Council regular meeting, May 26, 2020. Notice, this meeting will be held in accordance with Executive Order N-29-20 issued by California Governor Gavin Newsom on March 17, 2020. The Ralph M. Brown Act, California Government Code Section 54950 ETSEQ, and the Federal American with Disability Act. This meeting will not be physically open to the public. All members of the public may participate in the meeting via video conferencing at https Zoom US 911-08-723-770 and via telephone conference by calling 669-900-6833. Meeting ID is 911-0872-3770 and will be given the opportunity to provide public comment. With that, I'd like everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag and remain standing for the invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And our thought for our invocation, our thought for the day, just celebrated our Memorial Day weekend, and Senator John Thurn from South Dakota made the following observation. I believe our flag is more than just cloth and ink. It is a universally recognized symbol that stands for liberty and freedom. It is the history of our nation, and it is marked by the blood of those who died defending it. Most gracious Father, we thank you for our blessings today. We ask you guide us through this meeting. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Greg. Could we have roll call, please? Michael, could we have roll call?
Unmute, Michael.
Sorry, I'm mute. I was muted. Councilmember Day,
Here.
Councilmember Graham,
Here.
Councilmember McDonald, Mayor Pro Tem Candia.
Here.
Mayor Martina.
Here. 5, declaration of conflict of interest.
None.
None.
None. We got 4 nones. 6, ceremonial matters. There being none tonight, we're going to move on to item 7, items from the public. These are non-agenda items. Anyone wishing to speak to the city, may do so at this time.
Good evening, Mayor. This is Ana Andrade. I came in earlier today. I'm with Project Sentinel, and we're a fair housing organization locally. When we've been around since the 70s, and we're based out of Santa Clara. We get funding from Stanislaus County, and I'm here today to share, number one, that we're available to help individuals that are having housing issues. As you may know, because of COVID-19, things have gotten very difficult for tenants, and here in Stanislaus County, we've been getting a lot of phone calls regarding getting eviction notices, even though we have a moratorium on evictions. Hello?
Hello.
Okay. So I'm just here to let you all know that we are available. Project Sentinel serves clients regardless of We investigate fair housing complaints, and we educate owners and property managers regarding fair housing issues. So if anybody's interested, or you know of anybody that's experiencing housing discrimination based on state and federal protected categories, please have them contact me. I'm at aandrade@housing.org. I can also provide you my phone number if you're interested. I communicated with Carrie earlier. I don't know if she got my information, but definitely we're here to help our community. Like I said before, I've gotten several phone calls, and we've been working with the citizens of Newman to help them, remain in their home during this difficult time. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, thank you for your comments. We appreciate them very much.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak to council at this time?
Mr. Mayor, for the record, Councilmember McDonald has joined the meeting.
Okay, thank you very much, Mary.
Thank you, Mary.
Welcome.
Thank you.
There being no further questions from the public, we're going to move on to 8, which is the consent calendar. A, waive all readings of ordinance and resolutions except by title. B, approval of warrants. C, approval of minutes of the May 12, 2020 meeting. D, adopt resolution number 2020, next number, a resolution requesting that the Board of Supervisors of Stanislaus County consolidate the November 3rd, 2020 City of Newman municipal election with the presidential general election to be held on the same day. E, adopt resolution number 2020, next number, a resolution approving the city's conflict of interest code as written and without amendments.
I move that we approve the consent calendar as read.
I'll second that.
Okay, a motion has been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I have 5 ayes and 0. Motion
Mayor?
carried 5-0.
Can I interrupt? We forgot to do the announcement of closed session, that there was no action. We forgot to announce that there was no action.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I did. I'm reporting out from closed session. There's no action to report at this time. With that, I'll move on to 9, which is the public hearing. First reading and introduction of ordinance number 2020, next number, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Newman, adding chapter 8.10 hemp cultivation to title 8, health and sanitation of the Newman Municipal Code to prohibit the outdoor cultivation of industrial hemp. And who's taking that one tonight, Michael?
I'll take that, Mayor. Thank you. So in 2018, the federal law had changed with respect to industrial hemp. And so to follow up on that, the state of California passed the California Industrial Hemp Farming Act, and that was signed into law in September of 2018. Now, industrial hemp is different than commercial cannabis and recreational cannabis, in which that it contains no more than 0.3% of the THC, which essentially means it doesn't alter your mind. It's more of an industrial type thing to make products such as solvents, paints, textiles, clothes, and other types of things. Stanislaus County Board of Supervisors, in order to implement the state SB 1409 is what they called it, passed an ordinance in July of 2019. And essentially they will be issuing permits for people who want to grow industrial hemp. You can grow that in your backyard though. So if we do not adopt an ordinance with respect to hemp cultivation, again, it's different than cannabis, then the county will issue permits for industrial hemp to be grown within the city. Now that poses just a couple of issues that from our concern. One, the smell could potentially be there, but also it could create a situation where somebody may think that's cannabis. And so there may be a public health and safety issue for that resident and people in that area. So The proposed ordinance before you tonight would prohibit the outdoor cultivation of industrial hemp in the city of Newman. So with that, we're recommending that the council introduce ordinance number 2020 at chapter 8.10 hemp cultivation to Title 8 Health and Sanitation of the Newman Municipal Code and to prohibit the outdoor cultivation of industrial hemp. So with that, I can answer any questions, and I know our legal counsel here is, if you have any questions with respect to the legality of it all.
So I think you covered it. I just want to be sure. You mentioned that it would eliminate outdoor growth. It would still allow commercial growth of that if they followed suit.
Within the city limits?
Yeah, say a commercial warehouse.
Yes. So it could, but then we would come back and probably identify some areas on there. Most of industrial hemp is going to be grown outdoors on large acreages. It's more of a farming thing. It's not a high value crop. So I don't anticipate people would be taking up warehouse space. Most of those would be used for the cannabis side of it, which is much higher per acre, per square footage in terms of return on your investment than industrial hemp.
Right. Okay.
Any other questions from the council? There being none, this is a public hearing, so I'm open up to the public for any comments. Carrie, do you have anyone that wanted to speak to this subject?
Just checked. I see no raised hands.
Okay. Okay, thank you. With that, then I'll bring it back to the council for direction.
I move that we accept the first reading and introduction of ordinance 2020 next number, an ordinance of the city council of the city of Newman. 8.10 hemp cultivation to Title 8 Health and Sanitation of the Newman Municipal Code to prohibit the outdoor cultivation of industrial hemp.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried 5-0. Thank you. Moving on to 10, which is regular business. A, adopt resolution number 2020, next number, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Newman, California, declaring its intention to levy and collect assessments for the lighting and landscaping maintenance district for fiscal year 2020 through 2021.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll take this one.
Thank you. Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you. So this is the second resolution. If you recall, the last meeting, council adopted a resolution ordering the annual report, and NBS has provided the engineer's report, which identifies all the properties that are tied to a landscape maintenance district and the amount that will be assessed. It also identified a cost of living increase of 2.9%, which is within legal authority. And so I would like you to consider approving this annual report, and then we will move on to the third of four resolutions regarding the lighting and landscape maintenance districts. And I can take any questions.
Any questions for Catherine from the council? No questions? With that, I'm going to open it up to the public for any comments they may have.
No raised hands.
Okay, thank you, Carrie. With that, we get back to the council for direction.
Move that we adopt resolution 2020 next in number, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Newman, California, declaring the intention to levy and collect assessments for lighting and landscape district for fiscal year 2020 and 2021.
Council, Councilman Day, I think that is the next one.
Oh, I'm
This-
Well, we have to vote on
10A.
Oh, yep, 10A it is. So that's the next one. I just read you 10B, approved annual report. So let me move on
Oh.
to 10A and maybe you can both of them. So the other.
Let's do 10A, read 10A, and then we'll.
Okay. So 10A is the one. 10A is
Adoption of number
our
2020.
declaration of intent to levy and collect assessments. And well, let's see. It actually,
This is duplicate.
yeah, they're switched on the agenda. So my 10A packet says that it's approving the annual report, but on the agenda it's 10B. So 10A is actually approving the annual report, just the report that I just gave you. I would ask that you consider approving the annual report that's been prepared by MBS.
Hang on, Catherine. I'm
Yeah.
gonna ask Carrie real quick. So Carrie, we just had a little typo on the agenda whereby the agenda is a little bit different than the order of the reports. But we need to approve them in a certain order. So we need to approve the report, which is agendized as item 10E, but the report says 10A. How would you like us to proceed forward?
So we're gonna take the items out of order, and we'll do 10B to approve the annual report, and then we'll move to 10A. We'll take the items out of order as long as the council is agreeable to amending the agenda.
So item B is going to be first.
Correct.
So Mayor, I'm going to clarify real quick.
Okay,
So item 10 on your agenda matches up with item 10A in your the report 10A in your package.
Mhm.
So that's what we're going to do first. So the report will be identified as 10A, but this will be item 10B on the agenda.
Yeah.
Okay, my motion still stands.
so you're adopt a resolution with A.
Yes.
Okay, so Mayor,
Yes.
so we need to adopt resolution 2020, a resolution approving the annual report for the lighting and landscape maintenance district for fiscal year 2020, 2021.
I'll go.
Okay,
That is the motion.
Okay. Got it. I'll second
okay.
that.
A motion's been made, seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Michael, you make my head hurt.
Sorry, my problem.
And just to clarify, now we're going to A on the agenda.
Which is really B.
A on the agenda, which corresponds to staff report 10B.
Okay.
And Catherine will present this again.
Thank you, everyone. for
Okay,
getting
so
that.
A, adopt resolution number 2020, a resolution approving the annual report for the lighting and landscaping maintenance district for fiscal year 2020 to 2021 is the one we're approving right now.
No, we just did that one, right? We
Yes,
just
we
did.
just did that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, approved 5-0. Okay,
Now we're going to move on to agenda item on the agenda. It says A, but actual fact agenda item 10B, which is the item before you is to declare our intention to levy and collect assessments for the lighting and landscape maintenance district. It's part of the procedure that we go through. We're going to set the date for the public. The public hearing date will be June 23rd, 2020 at our regularly scheduled council meeting. this will we'll have a public hearing, and then you will all consider whether to adopt this resolution. By adopting the intent to levy, that just gives us permission to set the public hearing date and move the process forward, and then it'll be considered one more time before we actually levy it.
Okay. Okay. Any question from the council on this motion? If not, I want to open it up to the public if there's any comments. I know they might be confused, but give an opportunity. There being none, I'll bring it back to the council for direction.
Okay, I'll take care of that. Just for clarification, the first one we did was approving the annual report. The second one that we're doing is declaring our intention to levy.
Right.
Right.
I move that we adopt resolution 2020, next number, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Newman of California declaring its intention to levy and collect assessments for the lighting and landscape maintenance for fiscal year 2020 and 2021.
I'll second that.
Okay, I have a motion, a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried 5. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next item, C, report of establishing a residential pipe replacement loan program.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll take this one. So back in our meeting in May 12th, the council authorized us to do the construction installment sale agreement. That's basically our loan for the water tank and booster pump and the water tank and the new well. Well 10 is what we're calling it. So under the exhibit in that agreement, we are required to connect 15 or more residences to the new water system in order to get the preferred interest rate. The preferred interest rate is 0.0%. I know it's a challenge to think about that, but yeah, we're looking at a $9 million loan for 0.0. If we do not get the 15 residences, then that interest rate goes to 1.9%.
Ooh.
So we're talking about saving the taxpayers or ratepayers 6 figures per year in interest payments if we can get 15 residences to connect to the water system. So with that, what we're doing now is we're looking at putting a program together that would allow residents to connect to the water system for free. And we've talked to our legal counsels about this, and ultimately the small investment up front saves ratepayers tons of money down the end. So this would not be considered a gift of public funds on the connection side. But to further add to that, we're proposing today a residential pipe replacement loan program. And what that would do is some of those residences out there are a little bit older, and their pipes may not be currently up to code.
Right.
So they run a risk. There's a potential risk that if you put the new water service to it, there may be some corrosion or something else that goes wrong with those pipes. Now, when we install the service to it, we'll put a regulator on there to make sure we control the flow. But we just wanted to put another carrot out there for property owners to potentially connect in. So what this program would do, it would allow property owners to get a loan from the city for up to $5,000 to replace the pipes in their house. That would make sure that the water connection service that we're providing to that resident is going into a piping system that is currently up to building code, which I think is very important. Now, when we look at the terms of the agreement, it's potentially a 60-month loan. If you pay it back in 24 months, we waive all the interest charges for you. Really, you're not looking at very much. You're looking at less than $100 worth of interest that would be waived at that particular point in time. And so, again, this would be paid for through the water fund. And so with that, we're asking that you approve the residential pipe replacement loan program. And there'd be another program that we could put out to the residents out there in the Jensen Road, Hardin Road, Big Lane area. This program is exclusive for them in that area that would be connecting to the new water system that help us to get the lower rate. So anyway, we're just asking that you consider this and approve it tonight. And we're willing to answer any questions you have now.
I have a question for, yes, I'm sorry, Mayor.
Go ahead.
I have a question for you, Mike. Prior to this meeting, was there any type of notice sent out to the residents in reference that we're going to be speaking on this subject this evening?
Yes, there was. We sent out a notice, I believe, last week. Catherine, it was last week we sent that out, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we sent out a notice last week inviting people to participate in this connection program, and also identifying that you would be considering this loan program at tonight's meeting.
Okay. So have you gotten any response reference to that letter that went out?
Catherine is shaking her head, not at this time.
Okay, that's all I have, Mike.
Okay, Michael, what do you need on this, a motion?
Yeah, we just need a simple motion to approve the residential pipe replacement loan program.
Okay. I'll bring it back to council for direction.
I move that we accept the report on establishing a residential pipe replacement loan program.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 5-0. 5-0. And we're moving on to item 12. Item 11, Supervisor Jim DeMartini is not here tonight. We're not on the line. 12 would be items from the city manager and staff.
Thank you, Mayor. Really not too much to report. As you know, the governor has today issued some guidance so that barbershops and beauty salons can open. Also gave guidance on for religious organizations to get back into church services. And there's some regulations that go on with that. So it looks like a lot of the economy is opening back up. We did, as you saw the letter, we did have to send something to the gym, advising them that they were not in compliance with the state order. We did have 2 more cases, positive confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Newman this weekend. And so we're now up to 14 cases. We had gone about a 2-week period without any new ones, but it just goes to show, this thing is still lingering around. And so we're just trying to be prudent with how we go forward. So spending a lot of time, again, not as much anymore on the COVID issue. Also working on just, we got elections coming up in November, we got an election in August, and we're finishing up the budget as well. So should be getting your budget packages tomorrow. And in that, we talk a little bit about things are going to be a little bit different this time. Lou won't be able to do his dazzling report for you at a public workshop. And so we'll probably keep the presentation on a pretty high level when we go through it at your regular meeting on June 9th. But we want to offer again to the council, as we always do, if you have any questions or if you want us to do a one-on-one meeting with you and go through the budget, we're happy to do that. We can do that here in the conference room on a one-on-one. We can keep the social distance, or we can do it over the phone. So we're here to try to make that budget process as easy and friendly as possible for the council. But you'll be getting that tomorrow. So any questions or comments, feel free to either contact myself or Lou.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Any questions for the city manager?
Yes. So is the gym still shut down, Michael? I guess I want to call it a gym.
Yeah, they are still acting. They are still outside compliance of the state order.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay. If no more questions for Michael, I'm going to move on to our police chief, Randy Richardson. Randy, do you have anything for us tonight?
I do not have anything new to report, but I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Okay. Have you had any problems with enforcement?
No, we're still running pretty slow. We're down about 30% weekly with our stats, and people in Newman are doing fairly well with behaving themselves with the COVID-19 response.
Okay, thank you so much. And with that, is Lou on the line tonight?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, we're out all of a sudden. Lou, do you have any good things to tell us about our finance?
Yeah, you get a really short budget presentation next week. Yeah, no, we're doing good. We're one of the things that we look at, because the state said that we can't disconnect any service when people don't pay their utilities. We're still running about the same normal amount of noticing and people that show up on the shutoff list. So people are still paying their bills, which means our revenues are still good for our enterprise funds. We still have money coming in from the property taxes and sales taxes. And there's usually, there is a 2-month delay on the collection of sales tax. So we're probably not going to feel it for a little bit. But because of our city's makeup, I don't think it's going to be hit too bad. Other than that, and our investments are still continuing to do well. We've managed to get into some step-up investments that have set interest rate payments, and they're performing a lot better than if you were to invest in CDs or more fixed rate options at this point. So overall, we're doing good. We're in a good spot.
Very good. Does anyone have any questions for Lou? No questions. Well, Lou, thank you for your report. Moving on to Catherine.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have anything to report tonight. Projects are moving forward. We'll be bringing them, becoming engineered or ready to go. And I'll take any questions that you have.
No, for me, just thank you for all your expertise. We love it when you talk about these different subjects and you really know what you're talking about. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Chief Bowen, are you on the line?
Good evening.
Good evening, Chief.
So I just want to remind everyone the weather temps are picking up, so just be aware, try to seek shade, stay hydrated. Other than that, we don't have too much to report. We are working on cooling zones for our area. Due to COVID, we have a lot of closures. So with the changes in the orders, hopefully some of those places open back up.
Thank you, Chief. Any questions for our fire chief? I've missed Allie. Allie, are you on the line? I'm sorry.
No worries, I'm here. Good evening, Mayor.
I'm
Council
sorry,
members.
honey. When you get old, you forget.
Oh, it's okay. No
Speak
worries.
for yourself.
On my side to report, we are still accepting soccer registrations in attempts to have a possible season here in September. Still unknown, but we are requesting that anybody that is interested, please turn in a registration. Drop it off at City Hall, and we'll go ahead and go through them there. Also, I wanted to bring up, we're doing a free rock painting type of community event. Frank B. Marks and Sons Incorporated and Newman Recreation Department are joining together. They are providing rocks. We will provide paint and small supplies for families who would like to do a at-home project and still be safe and have fun in the community. These rocks, you've seen them before. They've been scattered around town, in people's landscaping areas, and it's just a fun project to have the family and the community involved, and also a way to get out there, walk, look at all these cool rocks that either children, adults have painted, and just bring something something exciting to our community and still portray our Newman together and how we are still strong. So that's something that will be open to the public tomorrow. I will be on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays afternoons from 2 to 5, allowing people to come to the Newman Recreation Center. Now, this will be all taking place outdoors. They're going to pick up their paint, supplies, and a rock to take home and paint. So wanted to say thank you to Frank B. Mark and Sons, and hopefully the community enjoys this small event. Other than that, I could take any questions you all may have.
Any questions for Allie tonight? We just want to get back to some of those beautiful programs you have for the city. So we'll get back. You think
We'll
about
get
all
there.
the ones that you can create, honey.
I'm hoping we can get some out there.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you. With that, I'm going to move on to Councilman for any comments. Casey?
No, I'm just glad to see everything open back up somewhat now. It's kind of nice. Hopefully everybody stays healthy. I don't have anything.
Thank you, Casey. LeRoy, do you have anything for us tonight?
No, other than my prayers still, I lift up these prayers to the city of Newman. We're doing very well. I'm just so grateful that we are staying in compliance, and the numbers are very low. Even one number is bad, but we're doing what we're supposed to do, and I'm just so grateful, that we as leaders of this city are doing what we're supposed to do. God bless you guys.
Thank you very much, Lord. Nick, do you have anything for us tonight?
No, nothing tonight.
Okay, Nick, thank you. Murray, do you have anything for us tonight?
Just stay safe. Everybody stay safe. Wear your mask.
Anyway, and only thing I just say what Murray said, stay safe, and that's the best you can do. And with that, I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn.
So move.
So move. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you so much, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
I'm
Good night.
leaving. I left.
Good night.
Take care, Casey. Take care, Murray.
See you guys.